Welcome, my name is Balaj and you're watching a tech video where I'm showing you today the latest OnePlus smartphones. I'm here in the German Alps, beautiful weather to go skiing, and that's what I will do here with these phones. Take beautiful pictures for you guys here with the latest OnePlus 9 and OnePlus 9 Pro with the Hasselblad technology inside. I will take pictures and photos for you after unboxing them, so let's take a look at what's inside the box, what's the latest to come here with these phones, and how beautiful pictures they take. Here we go with the unboxing. I came inside, so it's a little bit warmer for me here, and let's check out what's inside this media kit. You probably saw it maybe on some other pages, but we will take a really deep look into what we as influencers, journalists, whatever get. And as you can see on the table, I have a few other devices that are also from OnePlus, so I have been using them for quite a while now. My main phone is the OnePlus Nord. I know there is the 8T on the table. Why am I using the Nord? Well, I'm using the Nord because, I don't know. I just liked it and it was good enough for me, and I also have an iPhone as a secondary device for just social media stuff, but actually my main device has to be Android, and now it will be an Android with Hasselblad. Hasselblad is the new camera company that is partnering with OnePlus, their first partner in cameras. If you remember, Huawei had Leica as a partner, and other companies had also always partners like Nokia with Zeiss, and now Hasselblad is helping them. They helped already in Motorola a few years ago with an accessory, but it was only an accessory. It was not built into the phone, so this might be a better partnership now here between OnePlus and Hasselblad. But let's see what's inside the box. Let me get my little plant here to rescue, and you can see we have in the media box OnePlus 9 and the OnePlus 9 Pro inside. We got both because obviously we want to try out both and show you guys both devices. And before I will open them up, let me just look at the back, what we got inside here. So we have, of course, different versions with, right now both are 12 gigabytes RAM and 256 gigabytes ROM, but there's also a version with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of ROM. So your internal memory is 128 in the basic models on both. So every year the Pro and the non-Pro model are getting closer and closer together in terms of specs. Both have full Android, no limits like the Huawei devices have, and we have also a little paper here. If you write on the OnePlus side, then you will also get this where you can see what you actually ordered. So let's try and open the first one up, the regular one, and after that we will of course take a look at the Pro. And down in the description below you can find my link if you want to buy some other stuff also for the phones and buy the phones themselves on the OnePlus side with the fastest shipping, the best warranty, also money back guarantee if you are not satisfied, obviously. And you can also get with my link some rebates, so either 10% off or maybe $10 off, but they're changing it all the time, so just click on my link and check out what you want to buy on the OnePlus side, because they have quite nice also backpacks, cases and other stuff. But now we have also a quite nice phone in our hands with wireless charging there. Something with Hasselblad is inside here, but we will take a closer look at what is this in the Pro box, because we have the same papers in that one too. And let's look at the phone. But no, of course not. We are not looking at the phone right away because there's other stuff in the box that you have to look at. For example, who is this guy here on the table? Obviously, this is a picture, maybe even an original picture of somebody on the moon. And they have a camera on the bottom. It's nice origami. It's maybe the first guy with an FPV or POV, actually camera, person of, I don't know, personal view. And then we have your best shot, the OnePlus 9 series. It was of course important on the moon also to have nice shots, and OnePlus tries to give you also the best camera in pictures and video. I mean, especially excited about the video because they're the first ones to do 120 pictures a second on a smartphone, as far as I know. Bigger phones, bigger devices like the Sony cameras do that also, but I'm recording so much with my phone right now, and probably you guys too. I don't even want to carry around a big bulky camera anymore. So we have here in the media kit 2 cases and also the wireless charger. The wireless charger costs you $70 here in Europe at least, and we have 50 watts with this one. That's quite crazy, but it's still the same one as they are trying to sell with the OnePlus 8 Pros. Exactly 1 year ago they introduced wireless charging, but what is great this year is that the regular one, the OnePlus 9, not only the Pro, also has wireless charging built in, and both have 50 watts of fast charging built in. To compare that with an iPhone does 15 watts with the fast charging now on the 12 series, and other phones like Huawei does 30 watts or 40 watts even, but nobody does 50. And OnePlus is the only company that does actually 50, and of course this charger is compatible with the old AT, but if you use this charger to charge another phone, that will also work, but not at this speed, obviously. I got 2 cases also, one for the Pro, one for the regular one. One is a sandstone case, the other one is a carbon case. You can see that looks quite nice, but I think there are different sizes, so I will be excited to see the phones themselves and displays and everything else behind. So let me just get back the top of the box, and you guys can see I'm taking my time. If you guys have any questions, just write them down below. I'm happy to answer them right away in a few hours, and also give you feedback about the regular one and the Pro one, because I will be taking them on vacation now. Here starting with the regular one with 3 cameras, 50, 48, and I think the 5 or 2 megapixel. I'm not sure which one is the wide angle, but I guess it's probably 5. And then let's just take it out of this foil here, and then we can see a big black blob, obviously, so we'll take a look at just the side. We have still the silent volume and vibration locker, then the on and off switch with no special color, volume rocker on the left side. On the top there's nothing except for a microphone, and a beautiful bottom with USB-C and stereo speakers, I hope. This color is actually called, let me take a look. This color is called winter mist, and the Pro will be the morning mist one. There's different colors available, but more about that later. So inside the box, we have a see-through case, which is quite nice that they give you a case you don't even have to spend 10, 15, 20 bucks. But what I don't like about the see-through cases is, here's my OnePlus Nord, and after a while they just get yellow, and I think this will happen also to the OnePlus 9. But yeah, my Nord smartphone still finally looks the same, even though I have used it for 9 months. It's still in shape like on the first day. And we have here the Warp Charger 65, which means not only 65 watts for your phone, but you can use this to charge your MacBook, even your MacBook Pro, but it will charge slower. You can charge any other phone you want to also, but you have here again USB Type-C connection. So that's why we have a USB-C to C cable, no adapters, no nothing, no headphone jacks, and no headphone adapters or anything like that. But that's why I have on the table also my buds, because OnePlus sells now, I think, 3 or 4 different Bluetooth headsets too. So check out those too when you go shopping with my link from down below. But this is enough with the OnePlus 9. Let's check out the OnePlus 9 Pro box. Again, here trying to peel it off, and until I do that, you can just hit me up with a comment. Subscribe also, maybe check out my social media channels. I have a TikTok and Instagram too. Instagram is in English, and the other ones are miscellaneous. You can just check them out in my, again, video description down below. And let's, come on, open. And yeah, what do you think, guys? I love OnePlus for the UI, and of course both phones have Android 11 as a UI with their own Oxygen OS. It's still Hasselblad and OnePlus on this side, and on the other side again also Hasselblad and OnePlus, but the other way around. Nice little catch there from the design team. And yeah, again here the color, this one looks a little bit different because of course this one is called Morning Mist. And now let's take a look at the papers I told you that we will take a look at. Let's read and prosper. No, of course, let's just read what's here. That's for the camera, that it doesn't or they have enough space in the box to stick in there. So we have a quick start guide, safety information, SRR value. So OnePlus is always telling us that they are not destroying our brains with strange frequencies, that we had a first problems with that with 4G. If you guys remember 10 years ago that people weren't trusting it, now the same with 5G, but still we are alive and well. And Pete Lau, the CEO, is always writing us a nice letter with every new phone about, just welcome to the community. And again, welcome to my tech video community also. We are quite a few people for the last 10 years. So thank you for that. There's of course a SIM card help we will use later. And let's take a quick look also just at the quick start guide, because maybe it says something interesting, but actually now it's just where is what on the phone, but I'm telling you that anyway, and nothing else is written in here. So let's just continue with the 9 Pro, and we will also take a look, I completely forgot to tell you guys, at the cameras, how they look like front, back, video wise here in this video, and also compared to the 8T, so you guys have a comparison to if it's worth it to upgrade from your last OnePlus phone, the 8T, but I don't have the 8 Pro here, so that's just for you guys that bought maybe a OnePlus phone half a year ago with the full expensive price. So now let's take a look at the colors. On the left we have the, of course, winter mist, and on the right we have the morning mist. Morning is a little bit grayish, the winter is a little bit blue, purplish, but otherwise exactly same colors. We have the antenna lines for some reason on the Pro version everywhere visible on the top, side and the bottom. On the non-Pro they are non-visible, even though they should be on both because they're both 5G, so I'm not sure why or how they did that, but both look beautiful. But now the main reason to buy the Pro one for $200 more is the camera. There's one more camera inside, that's a macro camera, and also a sensor for infrared. That means it's autofocus sensor usually, but maybe it does something else too. And then let's just turn both devices on, and while they turn on, I will tell you a little bit more about OnePlus. Of course, not about myself. You guys don't care about me. Let's just both the phones get set up. That takes about a minute. And while they set up, let's take a look at what's inside the box of the 9 Pro. And now here's a surprise. There's a case inside. It might not be in the case for you guys in the US. You sometimes don't get a case in the box. I'm not sure why with OnePlus, but it's a non-see-through gray case. And it looks like it's the same size, but actually it's not. You can see the Pro is a little bit higher because it has a bigger screen, 6.7 inches compared to 6.55 inches on the regular one. And let's do a cool trick now. Let's just put the cases on both of them, but not in the right way. So let's just take the regular ones, the smaller phone, and put it on a bigger phone, and that fits. It's a little bit hard here to get it on the side, but yeah, it works. So you can actually interchange them, and they will be fine. They will be fine at the camera, at the ports, on the buttons, on the microphones, maybe not that much on the top, for example, but otherwise it could work if you want to do that, but of course you shouldn't do that. And if you take a look at the other side around, that will be a breeze, because the bigger phone with or the smaller phone in a bigger case, as you can see, fits snugly. It doesn't fall out by itself, but you can see around the camera the Pro has maybe a little bigger camera bump than the normal one. Or yeah, you shouldn't call it the normal one, the cheaper one. That sounds also bad. So just call it the alright one. No, okay. Charger should be the same, I guess. Also, yeah, 65 watts warp charging. Nothing interesting happening there. And the cable, of course, also the same. So just leave everything like we had. And let's take a look at the software. Of course, we agree to all the terms and conditions. I use English as my main language for the phone, even though I'm based in Germany. You guys can probably hear that I have a German accent, but I'm actually from Hungary, if you guys want to know. Anyhow, we are skipping everything because I don't want to set it up with the time and everything right now. Just let's take a look at the cameras, how fast the 120 Hertz screen is, that you cannot change anymore to yourself to 120, 90 or less Hertz, because it's automatically changing. We can set up a screen lock or even a fingerprint could be set up, but I'm not doing that. The fingerprint is inside the display like for the last, I think, 2 or 3 generations. And now what's looking strange to me is the colors of the displays are different. So on the Pro we have a rounded sided display, but not extremely rounded, just a little bit. And on the left we have a flat display. Both have a protection screen, not glass, but just foil on it. And the Pro one looks a little bit more grayish and the non-Pro a little bit more bluish, but I guess both have some kind of blue light filter inside, and that's why. I like to use the gestures, I don't like to use the buttons, so we will just set up the gesture thing. I know how they work, but OnePlus always tries to teach us. That doesn't take long, so I'm not that annoyed that I have to do it all over again. But you see that took me about 15 seconds, and then we are already in the software. And for some reason the Pro is getting there a little bit faster, but probably because I didn't hit the button right. And the Pro is actually not faster or not in any way better than the non-Pro because both have the same hardware built in. So both have the Snapdragon 888, the latest and fastest Snapdragon processor with both the same RAM in this case. Both have the 12 gigs. And the first thing for me is just to change everything to dark mode. They didn't ask me in the beginning if I want to use dark or not, like in the Apple, but for some reason you guys can see again the colors are different. And on the Pro there's some more options actually in the display settings, so we'll see that when I scroll down a little bit. Like the motion graphic configuration and other stuff like that is available on the Pro, and on the non-Pro for some reason not. Not sure why, because hardware-wise they're exactly the same except for the display is just curved on the big one, but speed-wise and everything else it should be the same. Oh, finally dark. That also consumes less power, and most apps already have a dark mode, so that's usually better for me and my eyes. But that's of course your own choice. And then you can see that we can also turn on ultra high video resolution, because the displays are high resolution, but some people don't have fast internet or movies downloaded, and actually this phone can render the video a little bit in a better resolution if you want that. Now if you look at the specs in the about section, again same as I told you before, but now you can see that the main camera is 48 megapixels on both. We have the tele lens, that's I think the 50, and then we have the 2 megapixels for wide, and there is also a 5 megapixel for the macro on the Pro. Or the other way around on the Pro. I'm actually not sure. We will just cover them and take a look, and the full review that I will do, of course, for them. But also we have Android 11 here installed. So let's just tap on that, and let's show you guys that it's really Android 11. And this is one still of the first phones that has Android 11 inside, like with the 8T that was the first one, except for the Pixel phones, so that was quite crazy. Can somebody tell me what these dials are about? I guess 11 dots for 11th version of Android, or just because volume goes to 11 now, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's say next time, and let's finally look at the camera. So we have exactly the same options for regular camera. Then if you go to wide angle, still same wide angle, 0.6. No difference there finally again, but here with the zoom we have the difference. We have 3.3 times optical and digital zoom, and 2 times for the regular one. So here the lens is obviously a little bit different, and we have on both a nice stabilization. And if you go to video mode, my favorite mode is, we have here again same cameras, same options, but the question is with options these are usable. So we have here on all the phones 8K, 4K and Full HD available. 8K is quite crazy, but the 888 processor of course does that from Snapdragon. If you go to settings, you cannot change the resolution, everything here. So let me just add my grid, because I like to use a grid and I hate the shutter sound, so let's turn that off. But let's go back here in the menu. Both have exactly the same options in the camera menu. So let's just look at the regular one on the left. We have Full HD, 4K and 8K. Full HD is available with 30 and 60 frames per second on all the camera lenses, which is quite nice. If I change to 4K, still all the lenses are available, and 60 and 30 frames also, which is amazing. Great, so we are on the same level as an iPhone. And now what I will try is go to 8K, but I have to switch back to 30 frames to be able to use that, and then it's actually usable, and my zoom lens is gone. So wide angle and regular camera is available with 8K, but nothing else. That's cool. I mean, it's better than nothing, but let's check out some other options too. Like, yeah, we have now Full HD and 30, and If you just go to photo, we cannot change the resolution, just if you want to have raw pictures also saved on your phone or not. Obviously that will take up a little bit more space, but when you use it to maybe edit them on the phone itself in some editor app or another app, then it will be on your computer, then you will have a lot of more colors and details. But as you were able to see, there was only 2 cameras available for RAW. The Zoom one went away. So here again, video, and as you can see, same options, but we have also 120 pictures per second, but obviously that's not available for 8K. In 8K you have just 30. In 4K you have available 120 pictures and 4K, so we'll have a look at that at the end, where I'll show you a sample video of that. In 60 and 30, of course, it's also available, and in Full HD there's only 30 and 60. Why is there 120 only in 8K? That's a little bit strange. If it's doing it in 4K, it should be able to do it in Full HD too, but doesn't matter. We have, of course, with all the lenses, everything available, even the 120 pictures per second. And if I go to the Zoom one, even with that one it's available, and that's crazy to me. 4K 120 pictures with the Zoom camera. This is the best phone ever for me if it comes to the back camera. We have all the options I need. I hope it does perform also well in low light. I will test that all out, and if it does, this is the best phone for me for probably 2021, the OnePlus 9 Pro. I'm just so excited about this phone. So, yeah, you guys can see again here, no third camera available for 8K, that's fine. And in photo mode, still same thing as before, RAW and non-RAW are available, and the RAW pictures don't have then the third camera option for the zoom. But if we go to the selfie camera, you will see also at the end what those do. I can just add to that, you can only set between 30 and 60 frames for the selfie camera. It doesn't ask you for the resolution, and I'm assuming it's Full HD, but I'm not sure. But yeah, you see here the 120 Hz just amazingly fast. If you do something quickly on the phone, it will right away switch it to 120 Hz. If you don't do anything on it, it will slow it down. As you can see in the background, it starts a little bit to slow down the frame rate. But once you wake it up, it turns on again, and it goes a little bit faster on the screen to save battery. And of course, your eyes cannot see it anyway if the picture is not moving how many frames it's actually refreshing. And that's the main reason to get the big one, the Pro one. More cameras, better options for the camera, and actually nothing else, and maybe a little bit bigger screen. Otherwise, software-wise, you can see there's really not much on there except for a few OnePlus apps and a few Google apps. Then here on the top, a few other things that you might take into consideration. But there's also reverse charging built in, which I didn't expect also. But I mean, wireless charging, why not reverse charge? And also Apple doesn't do it yet, but they might do it because it's actually, as far as I heard, built into the iPhone 12s anyway. So before I get to the end with this part, let's just take a look at the SIM card, because some people are also always asking, is it waterproof? Because that's the last thing OnePlus needs to do. Of course, it would be nice if the storage would be expandable, but not even Samsung does that anymore. And here we have one SIM card, two SIM cards, and also a little bit rubber on all around the SIM card. So it's actually a little bit water protected, but I would say splash proof. You can drop it into your sink, use it in the shower, or maybe even drop it into snow, but please don't drop it into normal water because under pressure this phone could die. There's no really IP certification, but only because OnePlus doesn't want to pay for it and they don't guarantee that. So let's take a look at some pictures. Like here you can see the OnePlus 9 Pro and 8T in a comparison in a few pictures, but I will be silent and just let you get to it to compare for yourself. So thank you guys for watching to the end with me here, the unboxing of the new OnePlus 9 smartphones with Hasselblad technology. Obviously I'm out here in the winter times because we have the winter mist color here with the regular OnePlus 9 that you have seen, and the beautiful morning mist is of course looking also pretty beautiful, but the best is of course the new Hasselblad camera technology inside that does some color correction for you guys, but there will be more coming from me of course, so please stay tuned. Check me out on TikTok, on Instagram, and all the other social channels that you can find down below in the description area, and use my link to buy obviously these phones, because then you get some free accessories also on the website. So see you guys around here on Tech Video. My name is Balaji, and have a good one.